Hello, welcome to my channel. This is going to be my spoiler review of Thor: Love and Thunder. If you haven't seen the film, go watch it yet, because I will have spoilers for the entire film, so you've been warned. We did see the Guardians of the Galaxy again. There was a lot. They're really fun and entertaining, and I feel like Star-Lord, he was really like guiding Thor, to like, get up and do something, and that was something that is a big thing about this film. Is what's Thor's purpose in this film? Is he wants to find himself, and I'll get to that later in the video. But I just want to right now that that's something that has to be like his focus in the film. He's wondering what's next for himself. Thor loves his montage where he works out and goes telling the story to show them about how Thor's finding out ways to be stronger, and he's doing this mission with the Guardians, and he's being a little reckless, and that's something that happened when the first Thor film, where he was just going wild, and that was a little bit weird to see because when we saw him in Endgame, he was focused towards the end. He didn't just go for it, and that was in that way that he didn't beat him of any. I'm mostly talk about Thor with the other Avengers fight that was and him, the fact that he was like, working as a team and stuff like that. So that's something that was real interesting too, and also that the fact that the Guardians they just let Thor wreak havoc, and they didn't really involve themselves while Thor was fighting them. So that was a bit weird for them to do. It's like, yes, they need help, but better they actually helped Thor, and when they're getting help, that's me that it's really important. And then we see that after that they go in the ship and they see that Thor sees a veil of Sith, who we haven't seen in a really long time. The fact that he wants to be motivated to find the God Butcher, who will introduce of Jean, finding out about her illness, and it's a little bit of a coincidence that it's a driving her work, but yeah, not necessary. But anyways, it's really nice seeing Dorothy again, and it shows that Jane has a friend who's really looked out for her. And Eric Savage was also in the film, but he was like through the computer screen, and I don't know, I felt like it would have been better if he was there, with Jane. I don't know why they didn't do it. It feels like a little weird. The thing that sometimes they have characters within the screen instead of in person, which is not. It doesn't bother me, but it just feels like it's on a lot, Yeah, then we showing new Asgard, and it looks very colorful. There's a lot of new things that are happening there, and King Valkyrie is doing a lot of like comedy, board member type stuff there, and like honestly she seems bored, and it just feels like that she wanted to like get out there, but out of the board meeting. But it doesn't mean she is keen, so she is there for the people. She's excited to see the people. They're like, it's not like they're not as good anymore, so they're like follow rules and stuff like that. I want to point out that this is like all new to Valkyrie. She didn't have to like deal with the legal stuff with taking care of so many people in new Asgard or anything like that. So it's a really big step and really big responsibility. So maybe she just maybe not overwhelmed, but maybe she just feels that it's all like she's trying her best to get used to everything. Just like so many people in New Asgard, and not just that, the food and the shelter and all the emergency stuff they have to go through, and also they live by the water, so anything like that along the lines that it's really important and for the world, and things that she has to not deal with, but has to be part of. She's trying to be part of the world now, but she is a king of New Asgard. However, she has she has to participate in other agendas, if that makes sense, or other, and just to be part of it, just to understand the laws of where she is her property, you know what I mean, of New Asgard, if that makes sense. Not property, but just like the new home, you know what I mean. I just want to point out. But she's despite all that, I feel like she's been doing a really remarkable job there. Have like truth ships by New Asgard, so that's actually something that really is interesting. If people are interested in learning more about New Asgard, and I just really love seeing how that is with people like from all over the world that go to New Asgard, you know what I mean. But we'll probably want to see that for a while, you know. They show that play that they did for the in Thor Ragnarok with that has to do with Dog River, and so that they mentioned about the actors who we create the moment when Hela arrives and when Odin dies and the hammer breaks. They're able to dig the part where the hammer fell and put it in New Asgard, which is the hammer broke in Norway, so that was a long way to get there, depending where they are in New Asgard. Gorr is using his powers or part of the shadows, and he's really menacing and really he wants to just not take over, but just Gorr's using his shadow powers, and he's on a mission to save his daughter by having, not save his daughter, but honoring his daughter by killing and capturing a lot of people, and yeah, so he captures the children, so that's something that was surprising. That was really intriguing to see why he was really it shows that he was really pissed off, you know what I mean. So the Jane is in New Asgard because the hammer, she felt that she senses the hammer was calling to her, and it got me thinking about why then we worked for Thor in Infinity War. Maybe that in Infinity War Thor didn't felt worldly, and also when he picked up the hammer in Endgame, that's when he felt worldly. But however, that's the whole other thing with that. It's just he just let that happen. He let he different batches see if it came, so it was a storyline. Thor had to have the hammer, you know what I mean? So yeah. This film, he didn't have Loki. I'm glad he didn't have Loki. Also, I've seen Thor be on his own in that way, and we saw the tattoo of him of Loki's crown, so that was really lovely to see. I didn't know Hamdo had a child act, so I was pretty much the leader of making sure the other children weren't freaking out too much or doing food things on how Gorr was trapping them in a cage, and yeah, that was a lovely to see them that there was someone leading and taking charge, and Thor was able to have that powers that's similar to Hamdo, and that's so if we didn't use that before, maybe that was something that he had to really focus on when he was dealing with Ragnarok. That's yeah, so maybe it's not necessarily meant to be he had those powers the whole time. How come he didn't use it? Maybe it's because he didn't feel that he needed it, you know what I mean? So I can see what that was. Later in the film, Thor was trying to see them again to talk to them, and Valkyrie was doing putting stuff with Thor's face, and so it's funny that it's Thor's dealing with a serious moment too. So I feel like Valkyrie should have, and like, it's not a big of a deal, but so I see why it's for this type of tone of film that this is why to see that Valkyrie and joking around with Thor. And they were introduced to Zeus because he had like Thor wanted like an army, so because the Avengers disbanded. But not really. Zeus had says that focus on the individual people, and then by the way, those goats were the goats, so they were the ones leading to like usually the Rainbow Bridge for like the ship that they had in New Asgard, and the Thor has the goats from the people that he saved in the beginning of the film with the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's where they're from, and Thor wanted like the lightning bolt from Zeus, and like they just went sideways, and then they killed Thor killed Zeus, so we thought too. We see later in the film, and then we see that before I go further, I want to point out that when Thor sees the hammer, like he's like he tries to grab it, and the hammer was more attached to Jane, and we saw her introduction to her as Mighty Thor. I love her costume, her helmet. It's really nice. I just feel like there's a lot of these. I feel like the stuff with her they took seriously. The film took seriously with her and made her really not overpowering Thor. It just made her stand out on her own. I really appreciated that the film did that for her in that way. The thing that was really weird though, it was Thor talking to the hammer and the axe in a way that was, for the film, that was really weird. It's like Thor wanted to have a bonding moment with like the axe hammer and the axe. So that was really weird. Like not too weird, but it just feels like that's the way the film was. It was like treating it like axe, you know what I mean? So that's weird. By the way, the set design, the setting, it looks terrific and outstanding. Like when you go to see Zeus, like the place was really lovely. Like love the real palace there. The costumes were great. Thor's helmet is a little, was enlarged, but he is in a way like kind of, he is a Asgardian, so he has like protection. So if that makes sense for him to have so much armor there, if he has to go to battle and stuff like that. So no, that didn't bother me. It just something that we're not used to seeing with Marvel. Too much is seen. Too much of the armor on their faces like that. Similar to how with Jane's helmet, I felt like it looked like in a way it looks fitting for her in a way. So more fitting than I thought actually. But yeah, I didn't see why. It really, the helmets protect them like that. But then Thor like takes his helmet off anyways. He's just trying to talk to Jane and stuff like that in the part of the film when he saw Jane as Mighty Thor. But yeah, the helmet didn't bother me. I love his outfit. The style of it. It just feels like the colors weren't. I feel like they should have like done more. What do you call it? They should have studied more with the color palettes or the patterns of colors to make it work. But it doesn't look too bad. Korg, which is the director, the film also he was the one that doing a lot of dialogue. He was like mostly the one holding the comedy aspect of this, and it wasn't. I didn't feel like it overstepped too much. I feel like it was like alright. It was there when it was necessary. And it was I feel like it was really just more explaining than making shorts. I didn't find the film that funny, but overall I did enjoy it, like I said. So don't get it the wrong way. That not everything has to be funny. For it to be enjoyable. But although this is known as a comedy, so we're pretty sure of. I feel like they did the jokes as much as they need to. That's funny, but the fact that the director said something about that it's like a 4-hour-long director's cut, and we're not gonna see it because they're not necessary enough to be in the film. So yeah, I really do agree with that. Like Jeff Goldblum was supposed to be in it. It was like the Grandmaster from Ragnarok, but like overall, like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like our director's job is to make sure the film is there for the length of the film is what's necessary for the film. And despite whatever the lead scenes we might got, it's like what's his job, and he did his job, and as a director and guiding the editor and the director of the film and along with other things the directors do to make the film the leave it has to be. So I respect that, and I see that he did the job. So that's something I really appreciated. The fight scenes were enjoyable. They're fun to watch. It just wasn't too heavy. I mean, it wasn't insane. I do love the fight style with Jane and her hammer. The hammer is broken because Hela broke the hammer in the previous Thor film. But I feel like she was the one who Jane had the actual fighting style of the film, which popped off and really was really exciting. That made me really enjoy the film more. It seemed that someone having style in their fight scenes, was just seeing the not the same, but seeing something that we're used to in action scenes. In so many action scenes where it was just the door just swinging the axe left and right, and yeah, overall that was interesting that way. I did appreciate the scene where Thor and Jane support each other, but what's going on with Jane and the montage they had with each other, that was really useful. I feel like that was really necessary. I felt like if that montage didn't happen, I feel like the direction of the film would have been not lost, but it would have been I don't want to say scattered either, but it just would flow right. You know what I mean? But we see that Thor touched the hammer and said to protect Jane at all costs, and that's what Hammer did to help heal her. However, they had limits, so I don't know why the Hammer had limits of helping Jane if the Hammer is supposed to be so powerful. And I don't think it's that the Hammer is broken. I feel like the Hammer is really powerful to help Jane, but she overdid herself by fighting too much, and she ended up in hospital. And then Thor told her not to get up and to rest, and she didn't listen. And then we see her in the end of the film, and she tries to help her again, and then she ends up, dying. So she didn't listen to Thor, but overall, I feel like she did the right thing. You know what I mean? I feel like Thor needed help. So, and the thing that was really weird is that you see that Thor is checking on Jane, and also we all mentioned that Valkyrie was also being checked on, but in the hospital, but we didn't see Valkyrie in the hospital, so that was really hard. It didn't show that. And the thing with Valkyrie, they were supposed to have we were told by the director that in this film, out there, before the film came out, that Valkyrie was to have would I see the sort of having a relationship with someone, and that didn't really happen. It was just teased or queer baited or something. I feel like that's what it is. But when she kisses the girl's hand, but I feel like that wasn't what Tessa Thompson, that was guy be that way, and then feel it was really weird that I feel like they should have explored her more that way. I don't know, just maybe that was just like another character that was cut from the film. What did I think about that? What did I think about the Valkyrie character not getting the attention and touching in the film that way? I feel. What do you think about the film when it comes to Valkyrie? Do you see that? Do you wish there was something with Valkyrie and her relationship with somebody in this film, or do you feel like there was like a really missed opportunity here? So Jane sacrificed herself and they end up having a statue for her, so that's something that I want to see. Want to see that being appropriate, so trust she is worthy of being. She was worthy of the hammer, so it all made sense that the people in Asgard would look at the statue instead of how much respect they have on her because of her worthiness of holding the hammer. The thing with Gorr and the kid, that was a little, the way the Gorr the God Butcher didn't really do any butchering, and it wasn't, and it just feels a little weird, and the ending was a little rocky, but a sweet true scene. Though having like a daughter and however it just came out of left field, and that's his actual. I think that's his actual daughter. So that's pretty cool. That she's with Thor side by side, and but it's feeling in tone with the Marvel formula with the villains and within the villains, so that'll be outstanding. I feel like. Didn't really felt that way here, and it's just the way the character was written and the direction the character was in the film. It's just I feel like they could have done better with the villain here. They have like the purpose of the villains to like help move the story with the hero, and I feel like they didn't really do that with Thor, but in a way it did with Jane a bit. And I mean by that is that it helped Jane see how powerful within her she is of doing a bunch of things of the way her mindset and the way she wants to be heroic. So that was something that was really seen in this film. So again, the film don't want to like find himself and find out what he wants to do in this purpose. And like I said, with a kid, it was like left field, so it just was surprising. That was something that was important to see for Thor. Just the deal with the kid didn't really it just came out of nowhere, you know what I mean? But although I'm thinking about what would happen if Thor was if Thor didn't have the kid, how would the film be, and would he find himself or not? I think this part of the conversation would have been different, you know what I mean? If Thor didn't have the daughter, and the ending with Zeus is he's alive, and that's something that will honestly the entire set of the scene his kid was being, they look like they're being killed off, but then they're brought back to life. Is that exhausting at this point? And we see that we're introduced to a new character, Hercules, and so it was probably the fight Thor later on. So as exciting as it is, I feel like they could have done that about having Zeus back. I don't know, it just feels like Marvel just likes to hold on to things too much, you know. They can't let go of the villains or let go of killing off characters that properly look like if they kill off a character, they should stay there, you know what I mean? Instead of try to bring everyone back. That's what it feels like. It's just no, that's something that doesn't excite me. The actors really did wonderful jobs at this film. Chris, Natalie, and Chris and Bell really did a wonderful job playing the heroes and villains of the films and trying things really well. Of this film that way, and seeing how things all work. And the story, it just really helped them that way. Seeing the story really feel like the actors really understood the purpose of the story. Mostly Natalie. So that's something that was I really loved the scene. I feel like Jane's illness being touched on in this film. It was based on the comic book, was really handled really well. So I really loved that they approached certain topics in that way of her feeling certain ways what she's going through, and then we see the door is feeling worthy again by using the hammer again and giving the Stormbreaker to the Shouts. Let me know your thoughts on anything I missed out on the film, or anything you'd like to add in the comment section. Did you enjoy the film? Let me know your thoughts in the down below. I'll see all you soon. Bye.